Most people believe a bank's disaster recovery plan resides in an official binder, thick with guidelines and protocols, tucked away next to gold bars in a vault. However, there's a deeper truth. The success of these plans often hinges not on documents or technology, but on one individual, a remarkable employee named Frank. Today, we explore how such a reliance on a single person reshapes our understanding of knowledge and recovery in trusted institutions. The scene begins with Jules Carmichael, a figure known for his clever insights about data and knowledge. On a fateful Tuesday, he receives a call about a hiccup in the core banking system, nothing severe, yet a situation that should be resolved quickly. The recovery plan outlines 11 steps, but step 4 simply instructs, see Frank. Frank, an employee of 63 years, has been with the bank since Reagan's presidency. He has never used a shared drive, shuns the cloud, and is wary of emails due to potential subpoenas. For documentation, Frank's method has been to fax himself the recovery procedures, storing them in a manila folder only he opens. Unfortunately, Frank is currently on a plane, unreachable, which leaves everyone in a precarious situation. Demetrius Hedgie, a key player in risk management, glances around and quips, "Financial institution holds world's largest data recovery scavenger hunt." Spoiler, no one wins. The office is thrown into chaos, facing the task of deciphering a recovery protocol that exists solely in Frank's fax archives. The situation is reminiscent of a hospital in Ohio, where an entire medication interaction database lived in the mind of a single pharmacist. Upon her retirement, the institution lost not just documents but a wealth of knowledge, demonstrating that this isn't merely a technology issue, it's about the risk of relying on individuals rather than robust systems. Jules and Demetrius recognize the pattern: the IT personnel who alone understand server naming conventions, the nurse with singular knowledge, and now Frank's one-man show of disaster recovery. The search for Frank's fax machine leads them to various storage closets, filled with unrelated items and alone, a sure cockroach. Finally, on the 3rd floor, behind a filing cabinet in a former compliance office, they locate an old fax machine. It appears outdated but operational. They attempt to feed it Frank's confirmation numbers, only to receive fragmented recovery steps, details that reference outdated systems and protocols. Only to find that some steps lead to people who are no longer with the bank. The realization dawns on them: if the documented plan is this flawed, what has been sustaining the bank's operations through years of changes? The revelation comes during a post-mortem meeting led by Grace Fortuna, and it is a harsh truth. The bank's recovery efforts have not thrived on structured protocols but have survived due to Frank's informal understanding and memory. His knowledge was never formally documented or audited because it worked, until the moment he stepped away. Jules reiterates his earlier statement with renewed significance: if knowledge is power, then data is king. This stark reality reveals that having knowledge trapped in one individual's mind is a precarious strategy. It creates vulnerability and a single point of failure. Consequently, the bank decides to eliminate fax machines altogether, not for being obsolete but because they symbolize a reliance on personal loyalty rather than institutional strength. This scenario emphasizes the importance of comprehensive systems and shared knowledge in any organization. As you reflect on disaster recovery plans, consider this: if your Frank didn't return from vacation, would anyone truly understand what the 5th step entails? This question unveils the challenges businesses face when they mistake individual knowledge for an effective infrastructure.